A big announcement for Centerpoint, honoring historic Dunbar High School and emergency preparedness exercises. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Neil Noah, and this is Lexington Now for the week of April 23rd, 2018. The largest downtown project in the last 3 decades is well underway, and now the development known as Centerpoint has a new name.
It's an exciting time. Thanks for coming and sharing this moment with us. I read last week that the topping out ceremonies actually started over 1,000 years ago in Scandinavia, and it's been practiced since. It came to the States with the Empire State Building and the Woolworth Towers when they topped out. But it's basically a celebration of the topping out of the building, a celebration and a thank you for the workers, many of which are here and we'll be visiting with later on. I wanted to suggest to you that if any of you didn't get to sign the beam, it's about to be erected in a few moments here. You can go ahead and do that. We are here today. We're celebrating a momentous occasion, the topping out. We're here to thank you, D.W. Wilburn, to thank the Bristol Group and all the workers that are here. Again, it's a big event for them. I also want to talk about an opportunity that came up several weeks ago. Marriott notified us that they are formulating a new urban development strategy for their urban hotels, their high-end upscale Marriotts, Ritz-Carltons, and the JW Marriott chain, basically. And on their urban hotels, they're now designating them and will be promoted as city centers. So like this one, it would be the Marriott at City Center. That's going to be on a national promotional basis. This puts us in the same class as those in Indianapolis, Atlanta, the other major markets. Good news also is that the Residence Inn will be likewise, but we have, as a result of that, have decided to join them in the City Center designation and renaming this project as a city center. Marriott City Center, Marriott Residence Inn City Center, the City Center Office Tower. Again, a big event, and those will be designated as such in the future and promoted as such. So we're looking forward to getting that done. That'll happen over the coming weeks. And then we're also proceeding, the Wilburn Group tells us the office building will actually finish by probably early December. And then the good news is that Jeff Ruby will be opening, we promised him for sure it'll be open by the start of Keeneland next year. And we committed that, and that's going to happen.
Thank you so much. What a great crowd this is today. You know, it was Tom Jones who had a song, and he sung it so well. It's been a long time coming, but good things are coming our way. And that's what it is today. It's an exciting day in Lexington for all of Central Kentucky. The last several years, Dudley said it, have seen a lot of exciting projects take shape right here in our downtown. The old Fayette National Bank building across the street into 21C. The recent renovation of our old courthouse, the historic courthouse, reopening this summer. The planned Town Branch Commons will swing its way right along here. And the new state-of-the-art convention center, which will begin construction in just a few months. And now, as Dudley just unveiled it, Lexington's City Center will be a big part of this exciting story. We know that public investment sparks private investment. And this major investment is a big signal, a strong signal that Lexington continues to be a city on the move, and that our downtown is vigorous, it's strong, and it's growing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart hearts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
During the unfortunate years of segregation in Lexington, there were several academic institutions serving the African American community, and none perhaps have had a more lasting or important legacy than the old Dunbar High School on North Upper Street. That contribution to history is now enshrined for future generations.
It is a great day for all that labored, our teachers, the staff. It is a great day for those that learned, all the students in these hallowed halls of Dunbar. As you came in, I saw many of you looking around remembering, I walked these halls.
This is my favorite part of this job, is getting to come out into local communities and work with people like the Dunbar Alumni Association on things that are very important about their own local history. So I think this is an important chapter that commemorates what's gone in the past, but the marker is there for the future as well. So I think this is a jumping off point to future conversations. And I love seeing how much energy is in the room today, because that really tells me that this history will live on and will be transferred forward. So it's really powerful to me to see that.
This is a great day for Lexington and for the community. Yes, we are here today at the original Dunbar High School to commemorate part of the rich history that's taken place here. The former students, faculty, and staff who so many years contributed to this great story. A lot of incredible names associated with the original Dunbar. Many of them can be seen on the murals that were dedicated here just about a year ago. Names like P.L. Guthrie and Clara Wendell Stitt, William Henry Faust, who all served as principals here. And of course, who can talk about Dunbar without talking about Coach S.T. Roach? Yes. Many others worked and served in the classrooms. You all know who I'm talking about. Lunchrooms and hallways here. And all of them are a part of Dunbar's incredible contribution, not only to our city's past, but to where we are today. As a matter of fact, those principals, teachers, and coaches have so much to be proud of today through the successes of so many who graduated, are here today, and went on to make great contributions of their own. And that is who we are here to honor today, the alumni of the original Dunbar High School.
When I finished the 8th grade at St. Peter Claver, my mother and I had a discussion that summer before it was time to go into the fall semester or fall school year. And she told me that she was going to send me to Lexington Catholic, Tom, and I swallowed deeply and I prepared myself to die because I knew that she was going to kill me when I told her what I was not going to do. I said to her, I'm not going to Lexington Catholic, Mama. I'm going to Dunbar. And I was prepared to die. I thought she was going to kill me, but she let me live. And that was the best decision that I ever made. And I know for so many of you, life-altering experiences have us where we are today. We are here to place a historical marker, to remember this place. And I say 549 North Upper Street. Tabor said 545, but we won't quibble. It's somewhere in there. But Paul Laurence Dunbar High School on North Upper Street was a place that everybody in this community loved, even the Douglas folk. There's some Douglas folk in here, and we love you too. When there are those people that say what we could and could not do, I think about the people that graduated from this institution, that became leaders all over this country. Richard Green, I would put him up mathematically as a teacher and as an instructor against anybody in this country. I think about Mookie Berry. Where is Mookie? There he is, Mookie Berry. Mookie Berry was an attorney, was a judge, and went to California and served at a very high level. And there are people all over this room that have done amazing things as a result of the knowledge that we gained at this place. We're here today to have a historical marker planted in the ground outside this place so that we will never forget, and that future generations will never forget, the people that came to this place, who made this place special, who helped this community, this state, this nation, and this world be better as a result of their service.
And to thee will be true. Through the heart we'll always wonder, sons who loyal to you.
1, 2, 3, fairness!
When we come back, preparing for a chemical disaster.
I'm Sergeant Randall Combs with the Lexington Police Traffic Unit. Accessible parking is a valuable and necessary resource for people with disabilities, and that includes the striped area next to accessible parking spots. These are access aisles, and it is illegal to park here, even if you have an accessible parking permit.
Access aisles are necessary for me to get into my vehicle. They are there because many of us need that space to use our ramps or to transfer into a wheelchair. It's frustrating when a car is parked in the access aisle because I don't have room to get into my van.
Police and Lex Park are writing tickets when they see vehicles parked in an access aisle, and the fine is $250. Know where and where not to park. Keep the access aisles clear. Thank you and drive safe.
Welcome back to the show. The Chemical Stockpile Emergency Preparedness Program, or CSEP, was created by Congress in 1985 in response to the disposal of aging chemical weapons at the Bluegrass Army Depot. Every year, exercises are carried out to train responders for a potential chemical accident. We spoke with Chief Nathan Bowling of Animal Care Control about their role. CSEP conducts annual training exercises to help its various partnering agencies to prepare in the event of a chemical spill from the Bluegrass Army Depot. Chief Nathan Bowling at Lexington Fayette Animal Care and Control explains.
This is a joint effort. This mock was set up so that we could see how our operations work together and coinciding in a real-time event.
DEEM, Lexington's emergency management agency, is the coordinator for these exercises.
What they do is they bring all the necessary departments together in a real lifetime event of either a national disaster or a chemical disaster, or an event that may not be a disaster, ice storms, snowstorms, things like that. They're not considered disasters, but they displace people. And anytime you're going to displace people from their residency, then you have to have some kind of preparation plan involved in that.
Chief Bowling walks us through a typical exercise.
Once we get notification, we deploy to our main sheltering facility, us in particular, and then we would deploy at scene as a tactical operations center. Our main goal is to get there as quickly and safely as we can and get set up in operations within 1 to 2 hours of an initial notification. We get set up, the decontamination teams would come in and they'll do decon and they'll transport animals. Plus, you have displaced people that's going to be evacuated from either Richmond or in that vicinity, depending on where the bloom may flow. And if that happens, then we can get a large number of people that leave the residence and come with their animals.
And although they are equipped to process large numbers in the short term, there are other plans in place for longer-term evacuations.
We hold them here as a temporary shelter unless they're going to be a long-term. And if it's going to be a long-term, more than 24 hours, then they're going to be shipped to our main facility. And our main facility can handle up to 100 extra animals coming in at our main facility.
Chief Bowling says that these types of exercises are crucial to prepare for real-life events, not necessarily involving chemical spills, such as the one that happened late last year at Lexington's Humane Society.
We had to shut our main facility down at Old Frankfort Pike due to a disease outbreak. The following day, we met and made our decision on a Sunday. We deployed on a Monday, and we were set and operational by about 6 o'clock that evening, fully operational and receiving. We had to basically close our facility and open another one up at a different location, and it worked flawlessly. This is what these planning exercises is really all about. We find out what is working, what's not working, and then you get to see where your service and support comes from too.
Spring is a prime time in central Kentucky for severe weather, and although it has gotten off to a slow start, that can change at any time. John Bobel of Emergency Management has a few tips for being prepared.
There are some things we want people to remember about being prepared for severe weather. The first thing is we want people to be aware. It's very easy these days when you have a smartphone or a cell phone and you get text messages from just about anyone. But severe weather preparedness means you need to have at least 3 places where you're going to get severe weather information. Make sure you keep that phone of yours charged at all times. And it's a good idea to also buy an auxiliary battery pack. So if you're in a place where the power goes out and you need to rely on your cell phone, you can at least keep it charged a couple of times with that auxiliary battery pack. The most important thing, though, is to have a NOAA weather radio. It's very easy these days to forget that the NOAA weather radio is the most important appliance in your house next to a smoke or fire alarm. The NOAA weather radios, they're about $30, and they can be programmed so that they only set off alarms and alerts if there's severe weather here in Fayette County. Severe weather just doesn't happen during the day. A lot of people are seriously injured or even killed from severe weather and tornadoes that happen overnight. Your cell phone may not be loud enough. You may not even keep your cell phone in the bedroom with you. It may be in a charging stand somewhere else. But a NOAA weather radio in your bedroom or someplace where everybody can hear it when it goes off, it can make the difference between life and death for severe storms. Also, we encourage people to sign up for our new Lex Alert system. You can go to BeReadyLexington.com. That's the emergency management website for Fayette County. Check out the sign-up information form on the Be Ready Lexington website for Lex Alerts, and you'll be able to sign up for the extreme severe weather alerts and warnings. The next thing we want people to remember is it's important to make a family emergency plan. And that can be an individual plan. If you're single or live in a group environment with a couple of roommates, doesn't really matter. You really need to have a plan so that people can stay safe during emergencies. Everybody should have an out-of-town emergency contact. That's somebody you know. It could be a friend, a relative, someone who has a good telephone or mobile phone connection. First of all, you need to let them know that they're your emergency contact. So in case of an emergency, you contact them out of town with a text message or a phone call to let other people know that you're okay. Family members, friends can call your out-of-town emergency contact and they know that everything's okay. The next thing to do in your emergency plan is to make copies of important documents. They may be your driver's license, your birth certificate, other important documents, court documents, insurance papers. Make copies of those and save them ideally to the cloud or some other sort of storage drive. If you have to leave home or where those documents are originally stored, you can get copies of them. So if you come back and need those documents, you can easily get hold of them. Worst case scenario, you could be digging through rubble. If it's a fire, they could be destroyed. But if you have copies of those in a safe place, you'll always have access to them. The next thing we want people to do is to build an emergency kit. Ideally, you should have an emergency kit for where you live, where you work, and whatever type of transportation you have, a car, a truck, a van. Each one of those areas should have its own emergency kit. For home, make sure your emergency kit has a first aid kit in it. That's very important. A battery-operated AM/FM radio, also a good thing to have. Flashlights with extra batteries so that if the power goes out, you have a way to see in the dark. At least 3 days worth of food and water, so that if for some reason you can't get out of your home, if it's a blizzard or some other type of storm that prevents you from getting out, that you can be self-sufficient for at least 72 hours, at least 3 days. Finally, we want people to get involved with being prepared for emergencies. Take a class in first aid or CPR. Here at Emergency Management, we have our Community Emergency Response Team. They take 9 weeks worth of classes where they learn some advanced first aid, some fire and rescue. They learn about firefighting. They learn how to organize in a neighborhood in case of an emergency, because it's important to know that if we were to have a tornado or other violent storm here in Lexington, firefighters would not necessarily be able to reach all the neighborhoods at the same time. It could take several hours. It could take a day or two. It's important that people have the supplies and the know-how to take care of each other. It's also important that you know your neighbors, know your friends, know people who may need a little extra help during an emergency or a power outage, so that if you know them now, you can reach out, because that's important. Lexington's a very caring community. We've seen that time and time again during the ice storms and other accidents. So it's important that you remember to be aware, make a plan, build a kit, stay informed, and learn a little bit about emergency preparedness.
We have a busy meeting schedule at Lex TV this week, which includes the Environmental Quality and Public Works Committee and the Council Work Session on Tuesday, the Transportation Policy Committee and Board of Architectural Review on Wednesday, and the Planning Commission and the regular council meeting on Thursday. All these meetings are live, and you can catch other programming right here on Channel 185 or on our live stream, and find any televised meeting archived at lexingtonky.gov/LexTV, or find our other programming on YouTube channel Lex TV. That's all for this edition of Lexington Now. Keep up with us all week long on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at our handle @LexRex. Or get a bird's eye view of our traffic cams on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.